Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Clinton Howell Team's Weekly Market Update. What the Howell is going on? Let's get into it. I've got an update here from RBC Economics. The Bank of Canada, as expected, held the overnight rate on Wednesday at 2.25% for the fifth consecutive meeting. So, wait and see approach. That's what's being taken, continues to be taken. This means uncertainty, the ongoing uncertainty in the economy. The central bank continues to balance competing risks, repeating for a second consecutive meeting that the U.S. tariff threats could still cause the economy to weaken in a way that would require rate cuts. But that if the higher energy prices lead to broader inflation pressures, not the Bank of Canada's or our own base case, then consecutive increases in the policy rate could be needed. So who knows what's going to happen? We need to keep an eye on inflation, got to keep an eye on the tariffs. Hopefully we can start getting some stability in the economy and the direction soon. It's a little bit crazy, the ongoing issues that are happening politically around the world right now. So anyways, we'll keep an eye on that. On the real estate front, things are looking pretty good, I gotta say. And buyer activity continues to trend in a positive direction across our marketplace. So this week, the Appointment Center recorded 3,343 appointments, which was up 2% from the previous week, showing that buyers remain engaged and actively exploring opportunities. Along with 284 properties sold, 288 new listings. This is all for our brokerage, RE/MAX Escarpment, RE/MAX Niagara. The market continues to maintain a healthy balance between new inventory and buyer demand. Another encouraging sign is the appointment to sold index, which increased to 11.8, which is well above the 30-day average of 10.3, indicating strong appointment activity is continuing to support solid sales results. So we are seeing some positive things in the real estate market. If we look more into the detailed data here that I've pulled on the Burlington area, I took a look at what's been happening with current active listings. Similar to last week, took a look at the number of sales in the past 30 days. It's actually up a little bit compared to last week, and the inventory overall has gone down. So 3.2 months worth of supply. So it's gone down quite a bit over the past couple of weeks. So we're at a 47% absorption rate, so we're just underneath that balance mark. 50% is considered balanced, so we're still slightly on the buyer's market side. And the days on market hasn't changed a whole lot. Median days on market for successful sales is sitting at about 21, average around 36. Now, I can tell you there's been a lot of properties that have been sitting. They've been getting canceled, relisted. So I'm going to take a little deeper dive into that for next week's update. But what I can tell you is that the CDOM, which is the average days on market, which is keeping in mind how long something's actually been on market until it got sold. So how many times was it canceled and relisted and all that? So all those days included, the average for Burlington sitting around 55. So that's been pretty consistent actually over the past several weeks. In the Hamilton area, we've got listings up a slight bit. We've got sales in the past 30 days, pretty consistent with where they were tracking last week. And we've got about 4.8 months worth of supply. So still a buyer's market in the Hamilton area for sure. 39% on the absorption, still a strong buyer's market. Giving people the opportunity to put conditions, negotiate a bit harder, the opportunity to basically put in things that are nice for buyers. Sellers have to sell when they need to sell, and buyers can get some good deals right now. So take advantage while you can. Median days on market for successful trades, about 27. Average of 38. So these are the properties that are selling right away. So there's always a good chunk of properties that sell within that first 2 to 4 weeks when they come out. If they're priced accurately, priced with precision, marketed well, then that can happen. But sometimes, you come into the market a little bit too high. Sometimes agents want to test the waters of the market. Not necessarily a good strategy, but it does happen. So the cumulative days on market, the CDOM, is sitting at around 60 for the Hamilton area. We have actually been seeing prices inching up a tiny bit in the recent weeks. In Oakville area, listings are up slightly from last week. Sales are consistent with where they were a week ago. We've got about 3 3/4 months of supply in Oakville, sitting around 41% on the absorption. So buyer's market territory is still in Oakville. Median days on market pretty consistent with the other areas, 20. Average days on market sitting at 30. CDOM 66. So okay, again, if we incorporate cancels, relists, all that kind of stuff, properties that have sold on average have been about 66 days. So that's what I got for you today. If you have any questions, please reach out and we will see you next week.